Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. So we're basically playing detective right now. We're going to investigate a mystery that has completely baffled, frustrated, and honestly panicked creators all over the world. We're digging deep into the mystery of the missing YouTube views. Because if you've ever felt like someone or something is just sneaking into your analytics in the middle of the night and stealing your hard-earned numbers, well, you're in the exact right place.
It's a story we hear all the time, right? You launch a brand new piece of content, you watch those numbers climb, you go to sleep feeling absolutely on top of the world, and then you wake up. You pull up your studio dashboard, and boom, those numbers have just plummeted. A huge chunk of your views, poof, gone, vanished into thin air. It feels personal, doesn't it? It feels like the platform is literally out to get you.
Okay, so let's dive into this. Because yeah, it is incredibly frustrating to watch your metrics go backward. But listen, I really want to assure you right off the bat, you do not need to panic, okay? This isn't some weird glitch, and it definitely isn't a targeted attack on your channel. There's actually a very logical, mechanical reality behind why this happens. And the best part, once you understand how this machinery works, you can actually use it to your advantage.
So, here's our game plan for solving this case today. First, we'll unpack the mystery of those missing views. Then, we'll identify the 7 culprits stealing your views. After that, we'll go over some real strategies to reclaim your audience, and finally, we'll lay out the hard truths about YouTube traffic.
All right, starting with part 1, the mystery of missing views and the scene of the crime. Let's look at what exactly YouTube is doing behind the scenes while you're fast asleep that causes your numbers to magically shrink.
Well, the answer is this background process known as a YouTube audit. Basically, YouTube is constantly verifying the views on its platform, just to make sure they're authentic. Think of it like a reality check. You see, when a view first happens, the system usually counts it right away to give you that real-time feedback we all love. But later, during these audits, YouTube meticulously combs through that data. If they see that one person watched your video 100 times on loop, or if a bunch of views were generated by bots, they scrub them. They eliminate those unauthorized views to keep things fair and make sure everyone has an equal shot at succeeding. So they aren't punishing you at all. They're literally just balancing the books.
Moving right along to Section 2, 7 culprits stealing views. Now that we know the audit is the actual mechanism, we need to figure out what that audit is looking for. Why are specific views being tossed out? Let's interrogate our lineup of suspects.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this number, 30 seconds. If a viewer clicks on your video and then bails before watching for at least 30 seconds, YouTube is highly likely to just completely discard that view during the audit. Why? Because from the platform's perspective, a viewer leaving that fast means your content just failed to engage them, or maybe your title and thumbnail were a bit misleading. You know, a view isn't just a click. It's a measurement of actual human attention. If you can't hold them for half a minute, that view is pretty much toast.
But hey, the 30-second rule isn't the only suspect here. Let's rapid fire through the rest of the lineup. First up, algorithm updates. YouTube is always tweaking how it measures traffic, and that can cause temporary dips while the system recalibrates. Second is fake activity. If a bot farm somehow targets your video, YouTube will relentlessly hunt down and purge those fake views. Third, reduced engagement. If people are watching but not liking, commenting, or sharing, the algorithm just assumes the video is falling flat and stops pushing it, which drops your daily view velocity. Fourth, inconsistent posting. If your upload schedule is all over the place, your audience breaks their habit of watching you, and the algorithm might think your channel is basically inactive. And lastly, unoptimized titles and thumbnails. If your packaging is confusing, folks just scroll right past, totally starving you of new views.
So that brings us to Section 3, strategies to reclaim your audience. Knowing our culprits is great, but how do we actually stop them? How do we flip from just being frustrated about losing views to proactively protecting our metrics? Well, it's time to launch our counteroffensive.
Let's look at how this builds into a really rock-solid creator workflow. Step 1, you absolutely have to track your analytics. Dig into those audience retention graphs so you can see exactly where people are clicking off. Step 2, hook them early. You know all about that 30-second rule now, right? So your intro needs to be absolutely magnetic. Step 3, post consistently. Show your audience and the algorithm that you're reliable. And step 4, optimize those titles and thumbnails. Use super clear keywords and compelling images so the viewer knows exactly what they're signing up for when they click.
Now, getting back to those crucial first 30 seconds for a second. You know what makes a viewer click away faster than almost anything else? Terrible audio. Seriously, if they can't hear you clearly, they are gone and boom, you lose that view in the next audit. Producing high-quality content means using the right equipment.
For example, grabbing a professional, super lightweight mic like the Hollyland Lark M2 can be a total game changer. It's got built-in noise cancellation, which means your voice cuts right through any background distractions with ultimate clarity. Honestly, investing in your audio is literally investing in your audience retention.
To wrap up our counteroffensive, here are a few final protective measures you need to put in place. First, and I really cannot stress this enough, never, ever use bots or shady services to buy views. The system will catch you and it will penalize your channel. Second, don't just sit around relying purely on the algorithm. Promote your stuff off-platform, like in relevant Facebook groups or on Instagram, to bring in fresh organic traffic. And third, actually interact with your audience. When you reply to comments, you're building a loyal community. And a community doesn't just give you one view, they give you a viewer for life.
All right, moving into our final section, truths about YouTube traffic. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to bust a few common myths and tackle some of those lingering anxieties that are always popping up in the creator community. Let's get the final verdict on these FAQs.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates the whole philosophy of the platform's traffic system. Organic viewership versus invalid traffic. Organic viewership means real, authentic users who have a genuine interest in what you're making. Invalid traffic, on the flip side, is just engagement from artificial bots or unethical tactics aimed at tricking the system to boost ad earnings. YouTube's entire goal is to reward the organic and destroy the invalid.
Which leads us to a question that causes pure panic. Why are my impressions dropping suddenly? You put out this incredible video, it gets pushed to thousands of people, and then, out of nowhere, the impressions just flatline. Like, what is actually happening?
Well, here's the reality check. When you hit publish, YouTube often tests your video with a really broad audience just to evaluate how it performs. They're casting a wide net, right? But if that broad audience just doesn't click, or if they click and bounce before 30 seconds, the system realizes the video isn't resonating on a larger scale. Consequently, the recommendations drop off. The fix here isn't to get mad at the algorithm, the fix is simply to enhance your content's quality and make those thumbnails way more clickable.
Okay, how about this one? It's a super tempting myth, and honestly, every creator has thought about doing it at some point. Does YouTube penalize you for watching your own videos? Like, can you just sit on your couch, hit refresh on your browser 100 times, and inflate your own metrics?
The answer is a definitive yes. If you replay your own video over and over on a single device, or even from the same IP address, you are going to trigger a massive red flag in the system's security. The audit spots this stuff immediately. Not only will those views disappear overnight, leaving you wondering where they went, but doing this repeatedly can actually jeopardize the long-term reputation and standing of your entire channel. Trust me, it is just not worth it.
At the end of the day, understanding why your views bounce around overnight shifts your whole perspective, doesn't it? The platform isn't stealing from you, it's just refining your data to show what's actually real. So I want to leave you with this final, really important question to ask yourself today. Are you just chasing a temporary, easily deleted view count, or are you focused on building an authentic, loyal community that eagerly stays well past that 30-second mark? If you focus on the latter and apply these optimization strategies, those numbers won't just stick around, they'll absolutely grow. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.